All right, everybody, thanks for coming. Tonight I thought we played pretty well. It was kind of a weird night in some ways. We got no hit tonight. We didn't have any hits tonight. We gave up three. Um, but we did a pretty good job on the base path. I mean, we start off the game hit by pitch, and then we get a ground out at first. Our hit by pitch stole two bases, ends up at third. We get a ground out at first to score a run, and then we kind of had some trouble getting things going. I think the pitcher we were facing, the first pitcher we were facing tonight, he was a little wild. He would throw a little bit harder at times, but was a little wild. And then I think we kind of second guessed ourselves on some pitches that we knew we could hit, some pitches we knew we could make some contact on. And we didn't make offers at those. We ended up with eight strikeouts. Of those eight strikeouts, I think we had six of those were looking strikeouts. So again, that's two innings that we really just didn't they didn't have to do anything in the field. Now, when we did put it in play, when we did make contact, they made several outs. This is a really, really good fielding team that we played tonight. And so I thought we showed a lot of resiliency. I thought in the field we made a few outs. We had a great catch at the rover position to contribute to wrap up a nine pitch inning. That we had a nine pitch inning in the second inning, and that was really, really good. We had a pop out, a fly out to the pitcher. We had a put out assist from the pitcher to first for a put out. We made a couple errors. We made a couple throwing errors that would have been outs for us. And then that last inning, we just kind of, I think we lost focus a little bit. They didn't hit the ball outside of the infield, but we made a couple. We had one play. We had one ball that was a fly ball that we just didn't get under. There was a little bit of confusion. We had another ball that got underneath us, so they had one ball that actually hit the outfield grass. That one, and it's just kind of one of those days that we were doing what we could, um, and it just wasn't really meant to be tonight. But credit to them. They played a really, really good game. Our boys, I thought, showed a lot of resiliency. We struggled with some things, but we showed a lot of resiliency and trying to be there at the end. And sometimes you're going to have that where you start off and it just doesn't really click, and the game ends up like this, where they come back and they score three runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. That's the way it works. We can't really do much about that. There were a few situations that I was a little concerned with for other reasons. I thought we did. We had good contact in the third, fourth inning. We had good contact. We got called out at first. We shouldn't have. That should have been able to keep the inning going, but we did get an RBI off of that. But we should have had a bases loaded situation after that. Ends up we get an RBI, we have a runner on second and third. And then from there we actually end up getting another RBI and getting a two more base on balls. So that we could have ended up scoring four or five runs in that one inning alone based on what we were already doing. And so the game could have, we showed resiliency. We can't do anything about calls, but we showed resiliency, and that's what we can ask. That's what we can ask for people to do. So I'm excited about the good things we did tonight. I'm really excited also about some of the lessons that we could learn. I talked to the boys afterwards about, hey, if we are not prepared, we will struggle with some things. And so we're going to go back. We're going to talk about some of the things that we did really, really well tonight, because we did some things really, really well tonight. Also, in our practice Saturday, we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Monday. because it was a really good it was a really good game Monday as well. And so we'll talk about a few things, but I'm really excited about some of the things that we can work on. I think we are starting to come into focus of what we are doing as a team. And I think more and more people are getting on board with this is the way we play, this is the way that we want to play and finish off this season strong. So have time for a question if anybody has one. Yeah, on the note of adversity, I mean, we dealt with adversity tonight. There were, I'm going to question things that need question and help our players out. When I think there's something that you know calls or anything that didn't go our way, but at the same time, we have to play around that. That's not the reason we gave up 3 runs in the fourth inning. We gave up 3 runs in the fourth inning because of what we were doing, and the way that we were prepared to play, and the way that we've talked about knowing what to do, not only if the ball's hit to you, but if the ball's not hit to you, where do you go? What base do you cover? What are our movements? And we made a few mistakes that, I think we can clean up. We have 4 more regular season games left. I think we can clean those up over those games, and we'll see what more learning we can do. So thanks a lot, everybody.